Afternoon. Welcome to Reggie's Kitchen. Today we have homemade mac and cheese. This is going to be in the crock pot, okay? So I have a 2-pound box of elbow macaroni and cooking it, trying to bring it into a boil again and cook it in salt water, okay? So while this, and I only want to cook this until they are about halfway through the cooking process, okay? Because you're going to finish it up in a crock pot. And I know you're asking, well, why don't you just start in a crock pot? This will heat the macaroni, keep it from just clumping in one big clump. So you're going to add individual macaronis into your crock pot, okay? And that keeps it from having one big lumpy mess. Okay, so now we're going to swing over and I'm going to show you how to cut the cheese and bacon and everything. Okay, so here on our island I've got a can of evaporated milk. I'm going to put that and 1 can of water. We'll probably end up adding more water, but right now we'll do that. Okay, on my cutting board I have bacon, I have cheese, and I have green onions and butter. Salt, we are going to go ahead and add about a tablespoon. Okay. I'm going to give my macaroni a stir here. Okay, so I'm going to start with the cheese. Just block it up and it will melt really well. Now you can use any kind of cheese you like in your macaroni. I like this style, this type. Okay, so we're going to finish cutting this cheese. But as I was saying, you can use any kind of cheese that you want. I use, if I'm having friends over or using it for a cookout, at work, or at church, I make a 5 cheese. Any kind of cheese that you like that will melt. Do that. I'm going to stir my macaroni again. Alright. Looks good. I'm going to turn the fire down a little. Fire down. How about turning the heat down since we're not cooking on a wood stove? Okay. Alright. Almost got the cheese. And you may be asking, well, why are you cutting it up into chunks? Just melts faster. That's all. Okay. And as you can tell, there's no rhyme or reason to my cutting. Just getting it cut into the pot. Okay. Almost. I'm going to turn my macaroni off now. Let it sit while I get the rest of this chopped up and put in there. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Alright. Next, I have a stick of butter here. I'm going to use almost all of it. Okay, probably about 6 or 7 tablespoons. And again, just cutting it up so it will melt faster. I always seem like I have to rush through this. Take your time, enjoy what you're doing, and I enjoy making these videos, spending time in the kitchen, taking old recipes that I grew up on, and just making them better. Now I will tell you, as a Southern woman, growing up poor. I mean, me and my two brothers grew up poor. But that makes us appreciate what we have today. I know it does me, and I know it does my youngest brother. Growing up, our mom, we didn't have the box macaroni and cheese. My mom always made it on the stove top, and it was always fresh. Okay? She did not put bacon or green onions or fancy it up. Don't get above your raisin, honey. Just stick with what you know. That's how I grew up. Well, when I started cooking on my own, in my own home, I'm like, you know, I think I can make that maybe not better, but different. More flavor. More flavor. I love flavor. Different spices. So, green onions. That's probably a good cup, okay, of the green onion. All right. Now we'll get our bacon. This is about a half a pound of bacon, and I'm just going to slice this. Now, I know a lot of people do not eat pork. There's turkey bacon that you can use, or no bacon. You don't have to have bacon in it. But bacon makes everything better, according to my family. But I like tradition too. Okay, so sometimes I put it in, sometimes I don't. Just depends on how my son wants it and how I want it. Okay? Let me get my hands washed. Okay. Now, as you can tell by the macaroni, you see that? Macaroni is just really started to open up. And you can see there's extra water in there. Okay? So right into your crock pot. Okay? Now, as you can tell, there's not enough liquid in there. Okay? So we're going to add some more water. And with that can of evaporated milk in there, you can add enough water to coat and cover, not coat, but cover your macaroni. Okay? So we're going to stir this. We are going to put it in the slow cooker for on low. Or you could even, if you put it on in the morning, put it on warm. That way it stays warm. If you run home at lunch, you can. Or if you have your husband or whoever at home and say, hey, about noon, can you go in and stir the macaroni in the crock pot? Okay? But leave it in for about until your macaroni gets really good and your bacon gets done. Okay? Thank you. Be blessed. And then about 4 hours we can come back and... Yep. Alright, let me get this. Okay, we're back. And just look at this macaroni and cheese. We like it a little creamy in our house. So the macaronis are cooked perfect. And the bacon is done. So I hope you all enjoy this style of macaroni and cheese. Okay? Have a blessed day. Thank you.